Hello friends, today I am going to explain about density of states, expression for density of states for a unit volume and Fermi energy. Density of states. First we will see here definition what it says. It is the number of allowed energy levels per unit energy interval in the band associated with the material of unit volume. In an energy band, as E changes, G of E also changes. So let us understand this definition by considering a band here. So see for the right side at the top of the diagram. Now consider one of the band whose energy is spread between E1 and E2. So in this band, it consists of large number of allowed energy levels for an electrons. A group of energy levels close to each other is called energy band. Each energy band is spread over a few electron-volt energy ranges. In 1 millimeter cube volume of the material, there will be more than 1,000 billion permitted energy levels in an energy range of few electron volts. Because of this, the energy values appear to be virtually continuous over a band spread. To represent it technically, it is stated as density of energy levels. The dependence of density of energy levels on the energy is denoted by G of E. The graph shows variation of G of E versus E. So see the below diagram. So G of E represents the density of state for an energy E, and so for a given energy E means between E1 to E2, that is initial energy E1 and final energy E2. So there will be a permitted energy levels will be what? 1000. And each energy level is having its own energy value in terms of few electron volts. Now in this band, now consider the small energy interval, that is dE. In this small energy interval, we have to find out how many are the possible energy levels for an electron. So that is in a second point you can see here. As dE is small, it is assumed that G of E is a constant between E and E plus dE. The density of state in the range E and E plus dE is denoted by G of E into dE. So remember, for the whole band, that is between E1 to E2, the density of state is represented as G of E. And for a small energy interval, the energy that is E and E plus dE, the density of state is denoted as G of E into dE. So hence from this we can analyze that the density of states is the main significance to calculate the number of allowed energy states for an electron for a given energy. So that evaluation is given by the equation G of E into dE equal to 8 root 2 pi m raised to 3 by 2 divided by h cube into e raised to half into dE. So this calculation or this expression we have to derive now. Let us see the calculation or derivation how we can do this. Now let us see the expression for density of states, or you may call number of allowed energy states for an electron in a three-dimensional solid of a unit volume. So here we know the equation, the allowed energy value for a particle in one-dimensional potential well is given by the equation E equal to n square h square divided by 8ma square. Call this equation as 1. So which we have already discussed in the module 1, this one, that is application to Schrodinger equation, that is potential well, infinite potential well. Okay, so E equal to n square h square divided by 8 ma square will be the allowed energy value for the particle in one dimensional potential well. So call that equation as a 1, where n is the integer, and according to quantum condition n should be only positive values, that is greater than 0. It may be 1, 2, 3. It represents for the coordinate axis, and h is the Planck constant, m is the mass of the free particle, and a is the width of the potential well where the free electron tends to move between the limits x equal to 0 to x equal to a. Now similarly we can write the equation for a free particle, that is the allowed energy for a free particle in a 3-dimensional, as E equal to h square divided by 8 ma square bracket nx square plus ny square plus nz square. So call this equation as a 2. Again here also h stands for Planck constant, m is again mass of the free particle, a is the width of the potential well where the free electron tends to move between the limits x equal to 0 to x equal to a, and here also n should be greater than 0, only positive values. So again I repeat, n is representing the axis values, that is along x, along y, along z, the position for an atoms. Now from the equation 2, consider E naught as h square by 8 ma square, call this equation as a 3, and r square as nx square plus ny square plus nz square, call this equation as a 4. So like this, for a one set of values, that is nx1, nx, ny1, nz1, we get one permitted energy values. Now consider a coordinate system which stands mutually perpendicular to each other. Then in this coordinate system there will be a n number of available sets here, like 1, 3, 8, 1, 2, 1. So many number of values will be there, and in a coordinate system each sets of values are represent like point like entity. So once we represent point like entity, it forms a spherical distribution. So as per quantum condition, the values of n is restricted to be only a positive. So from the spherical distribution, it is selected the 1/8 portion of that sphere, which gives here all the values with the positives, only 1/8 part. If r be the radius of the sphere whose octant encloses all the points up to an energy E, then we can write, see the figure here. So from the spherical distribution we selected only the 1/8 part. 1/8 part means octant shape. So from the spherical distribution, first we have selected for the half portion, so in that we got negative, and next we taken for 1/4 portion, it also get negative. So only the octant will give here positive value. So this is the octant part where nx, ny and nz are standing mutually perpendicular to each other. Now in this octant, let r be the radii which encloses all the points up to an energy E. Now for this we have to find out what is the allowed energy values. So let us see now how we can write this. The number of allowed energy values up to maximum energy E is equal to number of points in an octant of a sphere of radius r. That is nothing but volume of a octant of radius r into number of points per unit volume. So this is for a whole energy E. Okay. Next, Now consider the small energy range between given energy E and E plus dE. Then for this small energy range, how we can write the allowed energy values, right? So next we will see here the number of allowed energy values between E and E plus dE is equal to number of points between two octants up to R and R plus dr. That is, again we can write volume of the sphere between two octants up to radii R and R plus dr into number of points per unit volume. So this will be equal to 1 by 8 into 4 pi r square into dr. Call this equation as the sixth. So hence we can write here number of allowed energy states between the energy interval E and E plus dE will be 1 by 8 into 4 pi r square into dr. Call this equation as the 6. So this equation 6 represents number of energy values or energy states for an electron. Right? Now according to Pauli exclusion principle, each energy level can accommodate maximum of 2 electrons with the opposite spin. Okay. Now equation 6th will representing what? Energy levels. So according to Pauli, what it says, each level is accommodating how many? 2 electrons. So therefore now we can write here number of allowed energy states between E and E plus dE equal to 2 into half pi r square into dr. Again 2 will be get cancelled. So remaining is what now? Pi r square into dr. Call this equation as a 7. Therefore now we can write G of into D. So why I am writing a G of E into D? Because it is what here? Number of allowed energy states between E and E plus dE. So we are seeing in the energy interval. So energy interval is represented by G of E into dE. So G of E into dE equal to pi r square into dr. Call this equation as a 7. Now consider equation 5th, that is E equal to E naught into r square. So we can write here again r equal to E by E naught raised to 1 by 2 or under root of E by E naught. Call that equation as the 8. Again differentiate the equation 5th. We can get here dE equal to 2 E naught r into dr. Call this equation as a 9. So these two equations we are finding from equation 5th only. Multiply equation 8 and 9. So we can get here under root of E by E naught into dE equal to 2 E naught r square into dr. Call this equation as a 10. Now from the equation 10, you rearrange the terms and find out what is the r square into dr. So after rearranging, we find here r square into dr equal to 1 divided by 2 E naught raised to 3 by 2 into E half into dE. Call this equation as 11. Now substitute equation 11 in equation 7. That is G of E into dE equal to pi r square into dr. Now r square into dr value you substitute. So we can get here G of E into dE equal to pi divided by 2 E naught raised to 3 by 2 into E half dE. Call this equation as 12. Now again from equation 3, that is E naught. E naught is what here? H square by 8 ma square. Now substitute that E naught value in this equation 12. So we write G of E into dE equal to pi divided by 2 bracket H square by 8 ma square bracket close raised to 3 by 2 into E half into dE. Call this equation as a 3. You simplify. After simplification, you will be getting the equation as G of E into dE equal to 8 root 2 pi m raised to 3 by 2 A cube divided by H cube bracket close E half into dE. Call this equation as the 14. Now equation 14 represents the volume of the solid, right? So in this equation 14, A represent volume of the solid. Now we have to write here the expression for a unit volume. So here we are telling A represent for what? Volume of the solid material. So obviously volume of the sphere will be what here? 1 again. So A cube you take as a 1. Now again you substitute this value in the equation. So we get here G of E into dE equal to 8 root 2 pi m raised to 3 by 2 divided by H cube into E of into dE. Call this equation as the 15. So this concludes here expression for density of states or expression for number of allowed energy state for a solid material of unit volume. The significance of this density of states, so once again I repeat, so here it is able to calculate for a given energy how many are the possible available energy states for an electron. Next we will discuss Fermi energy. Let us see the definition. The energy of the highest occupied level by the charge carriers at absolute zero temperature. At absolute zero temperature meaning is here at ordinary temperature or normal conditions. That is, in other words, I can say no external energy supplied. In that case we are saying the energy of the highest occupied level by the charge carriers. So that energy is nothing but it is called as Fermi energy. And the energy level where the filling of electron takes place, so that energy level, corresponding level is called as Fermi level. It is denoted as EF. To understand this, now consider here band as shown in a figure. So higher levels are called as excited states and the lower levels are called as lower energy levels. Now in a metal we know that it consists of n number of atoms. So obviously if there are n number of atoms, there are n allowed energy levels in each band. In the energy band, the energy levels are separated by energy differences. Each level is having its own energy value in terms of few electron volt. Then we know that according to Pauli exclusion principle, each energy level can accommodate maximum of 2 electrons, one with spin up and other with spin down. When the filling up of the energy levels is undertaken, so we know that the universal rule that a pair of electrons, one with the spin up and other with the spin down, will try to occupy to the lowest level. That means the electrons which are present in a higher energy level, so they try to fall to occupy to the lowest level because higher energy states are unstable in nature. Because of unstable, they try to occupy to the lowest level. So not only a single electrons are coming down, it is a pair of electron they are trying to fall. So again the next pair of electrons will occupy to the next energy level. Similarly again next pair. So like this all the pair of electrons will be tried to fall down in a metal to accommodate to the lowest level. So at a certain stage you will be seeing that all the higher energy levels will be completely vacant and all the lower levels will become here completely filled of electrons. So where the filling completes, so that corresponding level is called as Fermi level. So which I indicated with the arrow mark here, that is nothing but Fermi level. means this is the highest occupied level by the electron. So that level is nothing but we are calling as a Fermi level. And to filling of all the electrons, the amount of energy required, so that energy is nothing but a Fermi energy. So here the definition I repeat again. So it is the energy of highest occupied level at absolute zero temperature, means whatever the process is going on, so that process is at temperature 0 degree Kelvin, that is no external energy is supplied. So by this we can tell here at T equal to 0 degree Kelvin, above the Fermi level, that is EF, or inverse, in other words I can tell FL, above the Fermi level all the energy levels, that is it is the vacant, and below the Fermi level all the energy levels are filled. So this is Fermi energy.